Oh, well. Yeah, Connie, get some rest. It just goes like this. Bhuvasva Om Tat Savitur Varenya Bargo Devasya Na Bar Om. You can just listen to that, eyes closed, and go to sleep. Om Bhuvasva Om Tat Savitur Varenya Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya Om Asya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya Om Om Bhuvasva Om Tat Savitur Varenya Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Bhuvasva Om Tat Savitur Varenya Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya Om Om Bhuvasva Om Tat Savitur Varenya Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya Om Om Bhuvasva Om Tat Savitur Varenya Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya Om Om Bhuvasva Om Tat Savitur Varenya Om Sva Om Tat Savitur Varenya Vargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya Om Om Hurvasva Om Tat Savitur Varenya Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya Vasva Om Tatsaviyo Yo Na Prachodaya Om Bhurvasva Om Tatsaviturvarenya Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya Om Bhurvasva Om Tatsavitur Dhiyo Om Tatsavitur Varenya Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya Om Bhurvasva Om Tatsavitur Varenya Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Om Bhurvasva Om Tatsavitur Varenya Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya Om Bhurvasva Om Tatsavitur Varenya Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Iyo Yo Na Prachodaya. If you're not asleep already, I could tell you the story of how corn came into the world. And then try to retell it in your mind. I'm sure you'll go to sleep. So let me just do one other thing before I tell this story. Boom. Oh, wow. That may not be much better. But that's really what it looks like. Fish and deer and everything. That they began to, disrespect the things. They didn't care for them anymore. They took them for granted. And the one who was most hurt by this was the Corn Maiden. And the Corn Maiden was so hurt by the level of disrespect that people had and moved away. And at the time that she did that, it became very, very cold. Very cold. And the people were in danger of not surviving because everything was scarce all of a sudden. All of the things that had been plentiful so far, because the Corn Maiden had taken them away. It just began a string and a series of bad luck. And so, home of the Corn Maiden, And so the old man said, first we should eat. So they began to roast some of the oysters, and the corn maiden smelled them, and they smelled good. And so she came upon them, and she said, these oysters smell good, man. And to eat the oysters and enjoy them so. And the old man, they've forgotten. They just take and they don't give. They have no care or regard for the maiden, for the corn maidens like I. And so the young man began to speak up, and he began to cry and tell the corn maiden of how the people were suffering from starvation and how hard it was for them. And so the old man began to sing a song and beat the drum, and the little boy began to dance to the song. And this pleased the corn maiden very much. Corn maiden to start to cry. And of course, when the corn maiden cried, they were kernels of corn. And the old man fashioned earrings out of the oysters, and the corn maiden cried some more. And they gathered up all of the corn kernels that the corn maiden had cried, and they put them together, and they went back to the people. They thanked the corn maiden. And it was a very difficult journey to get back to the people because the earth was starting to warm up, and they were out in the middle of the ocean. And so when they finally made it back to land and things were warming up, the earth soil was soft again. They planted the kernels, the tears of the corn maiden. And when the corn grew, it was 4 times